The best books of 2020. In this video, I will tell you about the best books of this 2020. We're almost finishing the year, and what better way to close it than with the most outstanding books during the pandemic. So stay with me and know everything about these great works, and maybe at the end you will decide to read one or more. As you can imagine, there are many categories of books with different languages. So for this occasion, I decided to focus on the best English, American and British works. So let's take a look at these presents that will go down in history. 1. A Children's Bible by Lydia Millett. This comedy style play tells the story of a group of children who live in a country house in the northwest of the United States. Although initially it seems to be a comedy of the typical situations that a teenager lives over time, the life of these kids and their relationships with their families take a problematic and toxic course. Throughout the book, there are many scenes and symbols of religion and the Bible. Events as a man on explosive rust among the reeds, animals rescued from a flood in the back of a truck, a baby born in a manger are some of the situations that are part of the story. Although many have considered this book as a fantasy novel with some psychological terror, its author, Millett, says that it tells an ironic story about climate change and the meaning of life. 2. Deacon King Kong by James McBride. The protagonist is Kathy Lumpkin, also known as Sport Coat, a veteran resident of the Causeway housing projects, white-over, churchgoer, casual worker, ham brewer, and now, after inexplicably shooting a local drug dealer, a wanted man. The book's mysterious twist after unexpected shooting is incredible. From that moment on, Sportcoat will have to face a balanced chase, groups of drug dealers, a smuggler, and even the constant torment of his wife's soul. You can be sure that you will spend hours reading this story. The tension and emotion is definitely from the beginning to the end. 3. Maggies of Pharaohs, Hamlet. This novel was inspired by the tragic death of Hamlet, the son of Shakespeare, who at the age of 11 died in 1596 from causes completely unknown until today. From this dramatic perspective, the writer Maggie plays with the whole scenario of the time, the fears of Hamlet's parents, and especially Shakespeare's, their memories and their resentment for not having done something to save their son's life. All this drama is combined almost perfectly with the beauty of life and poetry of that time. 4. Hamlet Allergies by Heightened. Did you know that a book this year narrated in a very profound way the situation of the un-immigrants in governments as incomprehensible as Trump's? Well, Homeland Allergies is exactly that novel in which an American writer of Pakistani origin named Ayad Akhtar exposes an exemplary situation of the rejection of immigrants in the North American power. All the terrible feelings that are lived due to cultural rejection can be felt by the reader in each chapter of the novel. And if the situation with the American inhabitants is not enough, the disagreements between the Pakistani parents with the new habits of their Americanized son will make you ask, after all, what does it take to be an American? 5. The Banishing by Brett Bennett. The sections of the book narrate the separate fates of Estella and Desire, two ancestors from a Jim Crow town in Black Louisiana, whose residents pride themselves on their fair skin. When Stella decided to go white, the sisters lived drift apart, only to cross paths unexpectedly years later. This book addresses many issues that are currently at their peak, such as self-definition, choice of sexual orientation, lifestyle, and identity in the eyes of society. If you believe that this video is interesting, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more content. 6. Heightened Belly by Robert Culper. Schizophrenic mental illness and the impact on family bonding are the two main themes that take hold of this mysterious book. In each page, you will learn the history of John and Mimi Gelding's family. In the 70s, they had a large family of 12 children, but when the time passed all the luxury, the good and healthy appearance that they maintained in the society, little to little, it begins to crumble due to the development of schizophrenia in 6 of their children, who completely changed the feelings and the lifestyle of the whole family. 7. A Promised Land by Barack Obama. Throughout American political history, many presidents have marked a before and after in relations inside and outside the American continent. And one of them is Obama, who through each page of this book relate all his presidential memories, feelings, and his opinions about the hard decisions that a leader must to keep the course of a power as great as the United States. In one way or another, the former president invites the reader to reflect on national security issues of life and death, examining every detail of his decision-making. He describes what it's like to endure the painful legislative process and exposes his thoughts on healthcare reform and the economic crisis. 8. Shakespeare in a Divided America by James Shapiro. In this book, the writer Shapiro combines two great objects of cultural inspiration, which are America and the British playwright Shakespeare. Each chapter focuses on a year with a different thematic approach. For example, the first chapter is inspired by the year 1833, the time of the Mestizaje, where John's Quincy Adams and his obsessive hatred for Desdemona is clearly exposed. And the last chapter is developed in 2017, a more recent stage where a series of productions are exhibited in a Central Park. Poetry and fragments from the United States made this book one of the best writings of the year. 9. Uncanny Belly by Anna Weiner. The style of the book is inspired in the bittersness generated by the work and the work disappointment that we see every day. Each page tells the story of an underpaid assistant in a New York literary agency who, at the age of 20, decides to head west in search of new jobs opportunities. As on her way, she stumbles upon some unhelpful jobs. Over time, her optimism and great skills allow to dominate her field. Many critics claim that Weiner's elegant memoirs are a rare literary chronicle of the most shocking aspect of expression in a technological world. 10. War by Margaret Macmillan. Unlike the previous books, this one is a little smaller but with an incredibly interesting theme. The writer Macmillan touches on sensitive topics as war and killing from the most aberrant perspectives of human violence. On the other hand, he defends the reasons for war by stating in some paragraphs that war, besides have caused great disasters in civilization, has also been the cause of many achievements. Consider this book bears bare, it is interesting to see how the writer proves that the word is in everything we do, and even in our blood. We hope you liked this video. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe and activate the campaign to be aware of all our new content.